This daily dose of Daryl entitled Poke. Now, poke is a simple word. I say, give me a poke. You just go poke, poke, poke. And you think, how hard is that? How complicated is that? What's this going to be about? Why are you doing a whole dose, a daily dose of Daryl on poke? Well, because words are complicated and they can get you in trouble. In fact, communication is really complicated, and I use this word poke in counseling half a years because meanings are so different. Check it out and ask questions because you really don't know what people are meaning. And make sure you're on the same page. Now, this dose today can help us avoid some mix-ups. And if you just take a few minutes now and look at this and think about the meanings of words, it could possibly help you out. For instance, when I ask for a poke, some people might think about a fire poke, or some people call it a poker. But it's used to stir up a fire and move the wood around, and a lot of people call it a fire poke. Now, some people may have never heard about this, but if I ask for a poke, I might be wanting a sack. I've heard people buy a pig in a poke that was something in a sack they didn't know about. But sometimes there are people in certain areas of the country that say, just put my sandwich in a poke. I want to take it to work with me, or hand me a poke. I want to take my lunch to work with me. And you see, this is a century-old word, mostly around Scotland, and they purchased candy and other things in a little small paper sack, and it was called a poke bag. French fries, a poke of chips, not poker chips. But all of these things go way back, and they would even call it there's a many a foul pig in a cloak. A poke is a bag. You see, a pig in the poke. And all of these words have come through the ages. Who would have thought a Hawaiian dish with tuna was a poke? Even the Japanese word for slice, poke. Even Facebook has gotten into it where people can poke each other digitally or electronically, which means basically, are you there? Wake up, I'd like to talk with you, or whatever. Poke salad, I've heard for years down in the South, poke weed, poke salad. It's basically something some people eat. However, I have to tell you, it's poisonous. All of it's poisonous unless it's cooked properly, and I don't know what properly is. I'd stay away from it if I were you. Now, there's many, many meanings to poke. There's one I found out finally doing some research. It's X-rated. We're not even going to talk about this one on a G channel. If I asked you for a cookie, you might think, sure, and you go get me a cookie. Well, it might not be the cookie I want. You see, the cookie I want's pretty special. It has protein, fiber, it's non-GMO, no soy, no dairy, no egg, it's vegan, kosher, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners, 0 grams of sugar alcohol, sustainable palm oil. You get the picture here? It's more than just a cookie. In fact, anything you look at now that's edible has all of these ingredients, how much of this, how much of that. So you have to ask questions to make sure you're on the same page. Now down south we say, over yonder, I want you to go over yonder by the geese, go over yonder by the trees, go way over yonder. But you know, when you get way over yonder, you might not hear the birds over here. Hear the birds? Over yonder, you might not be able to hear them. In fact, if I said to you, hey, you're looking at me. Hey, you look at me. You might be from Brooklyn or New Jersey or somewhere. And I might not know what you're talking about, right? So, these words that we use every day can be really complicated, even though they're a little 4-letter word like poke, or a few extras like yonder. Now, many of you have used the word yonder in the South for many years, and you may not really understand where it came from. There are many theories, but yonder actually comes from a Dutch word, yanda, which means over there. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but it was adapted in a Southern work by Mark Twain, a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court, and it's been used in the South ever since. So different areas of the country and world and you have different experiences and triggers. For instance, for the Daryl Peoples USA, chickens. The one down under, chooks. Daryl Peoples in Australia. A simple word like poke can cause major problems with communication. Multiply that by the words we use each day and the many meanings we attach to each one. So we must ask questions and check it out to avoid chaos. Thank you for your extra efforts each day to clarify the words being used in your conversations to prevent some problems that are avoidable from some simple words. Thank you, and God bless you.